You know those days where your to-do list feels endless, your focus is fading, and you wonder how anyone manages to get through this grind without losing their spark. You start the morning with ambition, maybe even optimism, but by noon, your energy's scattered, your brain feels foggy, and you're asking yourself how you'll make it to the end of the day. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because today, I'm breaking down what actually works to stay productive and focused during long workdays. Not just surviving, but thriving. Forget the same recycled advice about waking up at 5 or drowning yourself in caffeine. I'm talking about the real, proven methods that can keep your mind sharp, your motivation alive, and your energy sustainable day after day. If you're new here, welcome to the Growth Mindset Project, your home for real strategies that make you grow. Hit subscribe and ring the bell, because what we're about to unpack might just be the difference between burning out and breaking through. Here's the truth. Working 10 or more hours a day isn't rare anymore. Whether you're studying, building something, or balancing multiple jobs, most people are stretched thin. The hard part isn't the workload. It's staying happy, healthy, and clear-headed while you do it. So what actually works? I've tested dozens of productivity systems, routines, and hacks over the years, and the most powerful discoveries aren't the ones you see in clickbait videos or motivational posters. They're simple, grounded habits that create focus and resilience, not exhaustion. And the first one might surprise you. Embrace micro-distractions. Sounds wrong, right? But here's why it works. Your brain doesn't perform well under total rigidity. Trying to force absolute stillness or non-stop concentration for hours is like asking a sprinter to run a marathon at full speed. You burn out fast. The trick is to allow yourself tiny, harmless distractions. Spinning a ring, tapping a pen, doodling in the margin. Those little repetitive motions don't drain you. They regulate you. It's like giving your brain a safe way to release pressure without losing focus. These micro-distractions are the equivalent of mental training weights, letting your mind resist bigger distractions later. Instead of fighting them, use them. Make them part of your rhythm. That's the first secret of longevity in long days. Controlled release instead of forced control. Now let's talk about deep work, the single most valuable skill for long-term productivity. Most people think they need to grind for 10 hours straight. But the truth is, even 1 or 2 deep, uninterrupted blocks of focused time can outproduce an entire distracted day. I discovered this when I began scheduling specific focus zones where nothing could interfere. No messages, no calls, no noise. I turned off everything, even background music, and dove fully into one task. At first it felt uncomfortable, like the silence was too loud, but soon it became my creative sanctuary. Whether it's early in the morning or late at night, carve out your sacred window. Protect it fiercely. You don't need to do deep work all day, just once a day. That's what actually works to create progress that lasts. Beyond that, structure matters. The human brain loves patterns, but it also rebels against monotony. Time blocking changed the way I worked. It's not just planning your day, it's designing it. Every task gets its moment. That way, you're not multitasking or deciding what to do next. You're simply executing what's already been chosen. I group similar tasks together, create transitions between mental modes, and add small breaks that recharge instead of distract. When you pair this system with deep work, it's like stacking flow states, one after another. You reduce the mental tax of switching between tasks, and that's what keeps your energy stable for hours. If you're still here, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. What's one small habit that's been a game changer for your focus? Maybe it's something unconventional. Maybe it's simple, but it works. I'd love to read them all and maybe even try a few myself. Now, another powerful principle most people overlook: body doubling. It sounds high-tech, but it's actually ancient. Humans are wired for social regulation. When you're surrounded by others working, you naturally focus better. It's a silent accountability system built into our biology. You've probably noticed it in libraries, coffee shops, or study sessions. When people around you are working, it's easier to stay on task. That's why remote workers often use co-working sessions online or study with me live streams. You're not interacting, you're just sharing space, and that shared focus becomes contagious. If motivation dips, put yourself in an environment where the energy of productivity already exists. You'll find yourself syncing with it without even trying. Now, let's look at a less obvious but deeply effective tool: daily self-review. Most people reflect only when things go wrong, but the key to consistent improvement is micro-reflection. Tiny, daily check-ins that take less than 2 minutes. At the end of each day, ask yourself, how well did I protect my focus today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how present was I? This single habit forces awareness. You catch patterns before they become problems. And once you start tracking your performance, your brain naturally begins optimizing for higher scores the next day. That awareness alone changes behavior faster than any productivity book. But let's go even deeper. You've probably never heard anyone say this before, but one of the best ways to build focus and endurance is through intentional play. Specifically, activities that train fast thinking and concentration under pressure, like strategic games. No, not mindless scrolling or endless entertainment, but games that make you adapt, strategize, and react. Researchers studying focus and performance under stress have found that people who regularly engage in mentally demanding gameplay often develop sharper reaction times, better decision-making, and more resilience when faced with real-world pressure. It's not about the game. It's about training your brain to perform without panic. So instead of numbing out with random content, use intentional play as mental cross-training. That brings me to something crucial: managing your mental environment. We talk a lot about minimalism for your room, but what about minimalism for your mind? Your brain is processing thousands of inputs every day. Messages, sounds, visuals, thoughts. Too many open loops drain cognitive energy. The solution isn't to escape to a cabin, it's to curate what enters your awareness. Reduce digital clutter. Keep your workspace clean. Limit unnecessary conversations or notifications. Every simplified corner gives your mind breathing space. And that, more than any supplement or app, gives you clarity to sustain long focus over long days. Another overlooked truth: recovery is part of performance. High performers don't grind endlessly. They cycle effort and recovery like athletes. If your work requires 10-hour stretches, schedule micro-recoveries throughout your day. Step outside for sunlight, stretch, breathe deeply, drink water. Look away from your screen every 45 minutes. It sounds trivial, but these resets prevent mental crash. When you respect recovery, your productivity stops feeling forced. It becomes fluid. If you're getting value so far, this is a good moment to subscribe and join the Growth Mindset Project. These videos are designed to give you the tools and mindset shifts to keep you growing without burning out. Let's bring it all together. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters better. And sustainable focus isn't built in a day. It's built through small, intelligent practices that you repeat until they become identity. Allow micro-distractions that stabilize your attention. Protect one sacred block of deep work each day. Use time blocking to organize your energy, not just your hours. Surround yourself with focused people or spaces to maintain momentum. Review yourself daily, even briefly, so your awareness sharpens. Reframe play as training for focus and pressure management. Declutter your mental and physical space to stay clear, and treat recovery as a non-negotiable part of your performance system. These are not tricks, they're habits that compound. You don't have to implement them all today. Start with one. Maybe it's setting your first true deep work session tomorrow morning. Maybe it's committing to a 2-minute reflection at night. Maybe it's cleaning the space where you work. Whatever it is, make it real. Take one step now, because growth doesn't come from thinking about it. It comes from acting on it. You've made it to the end, and that says something about your focus already. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what part spoke to you most. I read them all, and every comment helps this community grow stronger. This is the Growth Mindset Project, and remember, real change doesn't happen when you find the time. It happens when you make it. Keep going, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.